All right, you guys, we're back with another live stream. Please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and let's get with this live. The White House is doomed to fall. And I want to say we cannot deny the fact that the Christian West is responsible for this universal corruption in the land. Now, Trump came out and specifically said white people was very badly treated at the Civil Rights Act. It was unfair. The Civil Rights Act led to white people being very badly treated. President Donald Trump claimed in an interview with the New York Times, white people was very badly treated, where they did not extremely well, and they was not invited to go into university, to college. Trump told the Times. So I would say, in that way, I think it was unfair in certain cases. So I think it was also at the same time, it was accomplished some very wrongful things. But it's also hurt a lot of people that deserve to go to a college or deserve to get a job was unable to get a job. The president continued about the 1964 legislation that ended race based on discrimination and segregations. So it was a reverse discrimination. The NAACP President Dennis Johnson disputed Trump characterizations, telling the Times that there was no evidence that white man was discriminated against this result of the civil rights movement. The Civil Rights Act's effort to we look at things for the long history of this country, denying access to people based on race in every measurable category. Now, Donald Trump. Now, Trump threatened blue states with day of reckoning and retribution praise of ICE patriots. Trump later trolled post-anger Democrat, the dumbest of times. America has met domestic terrorism and is cold as ice. Trump hints at major escalations against Mexico drug cartel. We are going to start now hitting lands. Now, from the same corruption we see that their own hands have made, will come their doom. The Christian preach that which they do not do and cannot do, such as love your neighbor. Now they call themselves Christians, but you see they're doing the opposite. You see, I have yet to meet one who loved his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. We see today they will fight against each other, rob and kill each other, but yet represent themselves as world peacemakers. With whom? We see the great deceivers we see of the world will reap what they have sown. As the Bible says, as thou hast done, so shall be done to you. America is reaping what she bought to sow. Have they not corrupted many people we see? A nation under good, peaceful, loving Christians? We see the Christian rest is full of these worst crimes we see practicing evil to the fullest. and seeking to blaspheme other nations as well. The universal temple are ever parading before the world. We see they bold, half nude girls and women. They are before your eyes in almost everything we see today, from murdering, gambling, robbery, drunkenness, drug, adultery. There's any end to it. The lands we see are filled with these deadly weapons of wars. The islands of the seas are filled with this corruption by all nations of earth, for they are proud and boastful, and are now hated and despised, according to their wishes. The religion of Christianity is a curse to us, this black man, and we see today is full of this slavery teachings. They have added and poisoned this Bible by adding to it and taking from its truth. Now we see the doom is in sight. It is their own work. They command the seas with their powerful navies, parking them off the soaring of the nations. They secure the air base on their soils to place their deadly bombs, carrying planes from an easy striking distance of those who fear to be the enemies. Is this not the easy way to make an enemy? Is this not the act of a real Christian, the followers of Jesus, whom they came to preach peace of mankind and the teaching of the sword and the turning of the other cheek? Where is a good Christian amongst this race? See, they love today managing other people's affairs. See, they are in ever fight a war, if it matters not with whom or where, but yet crying peace, peace, with every deadly weapons of war to provoke other nations to war. Now, should God deal with these people as he did with you before? Now, I warn every one of you, my people, to fly to God for refuge. As I warn you, the judgment of this world has now arrived. See, get out of the slave making of Christianity into the right religion of Islam. The house you are in shall surely fall and never rise again. The destruction and fall of the world that we now know is without a doubt and process. Now, when we refer to this world, see, we are only referring to the world of the white man, for the world of the black man have yet to come in. The world of this black man by divine guidance is now merging in on the old world of this white race. This makes the destruction of the fall of the white man. Here in America, we cannot see nothing but the fall of America. It is no secret today. It is obvious to the eyes that are now open. If we want to shut our eyes and minds and claim that we do not see and understand, then we'll just be falling ourselves. This refuse to see is foolhardy, for regardless to how we may desire to see the old world stand any longer, we do not have the power to start off the destruction that caused the world of this white man to fall. The destruction and power that is bringing about the fall of the world of the white man is coming from Allah God. And the past history we see of the world of the white man, there was never was a time of destruction of his world like the present time. Now, it is useless to try to prevent this fall of this white man's world. See, there is no checking it. So the white race has not tried to do the right thing, justice. Now, the doing the justice would have checked her fall. The Bible and Jeremiah. But we see America was never willing. And even at this hour, she is not willing to do justice by those who she had mistreated. We see she had dealt injustice to a black slave for nearly 500 years that she has been here in the Western Hemisphere. America have constantly burdened this poor black slave with every evil that she can imagine. We see when it comes to her evil scientists who have invented more and more evil practice, have not been able to invent any more evil than that which they have already put out. We see day and night, we see without a let up, see this white man mistreat this poor black slave. And now since heaven and the God of the black man of peace, justice, freedom, equality have come to this black slave. See, the white man is trying to make everyone that recognizes truth deviate from it. The white man will say, please do not accept it. He will make this black man a hypocrite against his own starvation. So the white man trolls the one who have not as yet accepted this truth of their starvation. And he promised them that which he would never be able to fulfill. We see America is falling. We see she is losing the power and authority that she was once enjoying in foreign lands. Her fall is very visible. Wherever her authorities have been exercising, we see the people are now crying out in one voice, leave us, America, go home to America. The citizens of other countries are telling American citizens, leave us. America no longer have friends. We see America and England will deposit their little brother, Israel, on this foreign soil, the Palestine, which is Arab land. They deceived the Arabs of their own land and sent them off. See, this injustice against the Arabs is now causing America the power and authority that she once exercised in the East. She is on her way out of the East. And this means bloodshed and plenty of bloodshed. In the Near East, there stand navies, which neither American nor British. See, they are there to drive America out. We see the skies over there are beginning to thicken with foreign planes, carrying deadly weapons, guns, and bombs. They will not be satisfied as long as Israel is in Palestine. We see the boil has come to a bursting point. See, we are in a troubled world today. We are in a world that is now erupting. Black man, see, you was once a slave in America. You have a way to escape. See, the way is not on your own terms. It's on the condition that you submit to Allah and come follow me. It's the only way out. I'm the door. I have the keys to your starvation. Reject it and die. We are in a world that is falling. It will soon be going up in flame. Look at Germany. We see the Cold War between the East and West will soon erupt into a hot war. It will never be settled in peace. We see East and West will be never settled in peace. See, Germany will fight it out with all the deadly weapons that the war scientists have planted and perfect for this final showdown. You do not have to worry too much about whether or not America is going to come out of Asia. Certainly, we see America going to come out of Asia. Why? Because the odds are against her staying there. But I warn you, my black people, my black brothers and sisters here in America, that while she's on her way home, see, we the black people are standing in this crossfire. See, the only hope that we have is to seek refuge and allow God. The only hope we have. See, look what's going on in the south of us. See, look at the hijack, stick up the planes. America's afraid to put a stop to this hijack, for she knows that she's going to run into more than she expects. She's gonna end up running into more of these hijacks, stick up of planes. Now, who would have thought this big power of America would suffer such disgrace in this day and time we see? See, this is to teach you and me, black brothers, that the big power we see of America is becoming weak. She is falling. I said, black brothers, join into your own kind. Come follow me, for the world that you have known will soon be no more. See, the religion of America, Christianity, can't save you. See, we know that America can't exist. And we know that the destruction of the fall of America is now without a doubt and process. And we cannot deny the fact that the Christian rest is responsible for this universal corruption of the land and sea when it comes to their doom. The days we see of America's downfall, see, Allah will manifest the fall of America. He desired to make America fall as a warning to her brother in Europe. See, white Americans in Germany, Allah has taught me, are the most wickedest of the right race. The wicked deeds that have been performed and are still being performed by white Americans upon the so-called slave are the worst and annal of history. They have been clever enough in their wickedness to make the so-called Negro slave love them, though they are the open enemies and murderers. Allah and the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, now judge this American whites, causing America fall and total destruction. Egypt under Pharaoh is an example fulfilling the signs and other prophecies of their doom of these people as foretold by the prophet from Noah to Jesus. Moses and Jesus, we see, are the most outstanding prophets in the history of the Caucasian race for the past 4,000 years. There are several others contemporaries, but we see Moses and Jesus are the major prophets of this right race history. The whole of the civilized world today, as prophesied in Isaiah, is against this white man of America. Allah hates this wicked American whites and threatens to remove them from the face of the earth. Since we see white Americans and the white race in general have deceived the entire world of black people, their brethren, brown, red, and yellow, Allah now is calling people to wake up and see the right race as they really is, the created enemies of the darker people. As we see today, there's a general awakening of the darker people into the knowledge of self and the knowledge of their age-old 6,000 years enemy all over the earth. See, the American white race cannot sincerely give the so-called Negro, their slave, a square deal. She only desired to deceive them with false hopes. Today, America is trying against the will to give the so-called Negroes civil rights, which is against their very nature and will of the right race. For the first time since this black man had been here, America falsely offered him social equality to attain parts of the country. This social equality consists mostly permitting the American black race to mix openly with this white man and his women, the devils. See, the actual idea, however, is to grant the so-called Negroes social equality amongst the lower class of whites. This is done so that the scriptures wherein they prophecy that this white man will tempt, corrupt the so-called nigger with a woman might be fulfilled. God has taught me that the right race was grafted, unlike, and being unlike is able to attract the black man and black woman, getting them to do all the evil known to this right race. One of the prophets of the Bible prophesies in regard to America as the morning stars abode upon the mountains, we see a great strong people set in battle. Arrayed. Joel chapter 2, verse 2. See, this is a setting of nations for a showdown to determine who will live on earth. The survivors is to build a nation of peace to rule the people of earth forever under the guidance of Almighty God, Allah. With the nation setting forth for a final war at this time. See, God plead for his people, the inheritors of the earth, the so-called American Negro. The so-called Negro is a prey of this white man of America, being held firmly in the white man's powers, along with 2 million Indians who must be redeemed at this time, and will be if the so-called Negro turn to his Redeemer. We see the problem of the American black man is his unwillingness to be separated from his 400-year-old enemy. The problem, therefore, is harder we see to solve, especially when the enemy is trying to fascinate him with the lower class girls and women, are rating them partly nude before the Negro. In every public media, news, cheap daily newspapers, magazine, radio, TV, and the Negro today is quick to be intimidated. The problem today between these two people, separation is a must. See, the so-called Negro, so that they may be accepted and respected as equal or superior to other nations, must be solved. This is God's promise to the so-called Negro, the lost and found members of the original black nations of this earth. The problem was made through the mouths of the prophets, the Bible and Quran, that he will separate us from our enemies and deliver us and make us the master after this wicked race had been judged and destroyed for his own evil. But as I said, the solving of this problem, which means the redemption of a Negro, is hard to do since he loved his enemy. See this Bible, Deuteronomy, Psalms, Isaiah, Matthew 25:32, and Revelation. See the manifestation of Allah and the judgment between the so-called Negro and the enemy of God. And the nation of Islam will make the so-called Negro see and know his enemy, himself, his people, his God, and his religion. Okay. Rejection of self. See, we hear, my brothers and sisters, the statements of black educational, political, and Christian class, which express their love for the white man, probably asking to be his brother, if not his brother-in-law. Now, this class wants to make it clear to the world that they really love the white man and not the black race. So the devil has made them hate black. They reject the thought of black ever being a ruler or equal with the rulers. See, that acts boldly from inferiority, not only for themselves, but for their people. They want to exert themselves and their kind. See, especially the Americans, Negro, and to erase a white people without any, the black race. See, it's just the opposite with God, myself, and my followers. See, we won't out completely. We won't no claim to kinship with a people who by nature are not our kin. We, from Genesis to the Revelation and the Bible, and from Surah chapter 2 and Surah 114 of the Holy Quran, by no means are the so-called Negro and the white kins. We see God will not create them brothers, nor do they will ever become brothers. See, one is created enemy against the other. And since the righteous are more powerful than the wicked, see, Allah, the God of righteousness, set a time of reckoning for an enemy, the right race. Separation. We must be separate. See, we want a home on this earth that we can call home. We want to go for self and lead the enemy who have been sentenced to death by God. Revelation 20:14 and 10. From the day he was created. See this subject in the Bible and Quran. No one, white, black, brown, yellow, red, can prove to me by any scriptures of Allah God, sent by one of the prophets of Allah God, that we should not be separate from this race of people, and that we should believe and follow the religion dictated, shaped, and formed by the right race, the Occupants. See, the coming of God and his judgment of this wicked world is made clear by the prophet saying of the prophet, the so-called reverends, and the proud intellectual classes are doomed to destruction with the enemy if they remain with him instead of joining in with Allah, who loved them and who will deliver them, the nation of Islam.